All right, so welcome back once again. We've talked about equalative adjectives. We've talked about comparative adjectives. Now we're going to talk about some uses of comparative adjectives. So the first thing is, if the meaning is clear, if you know the two things you're comparing, you don't have to include the last half. You don't need to include then and the comparison. It's similar to what we did with equalatives. So, for example, if we suddenly change classrooms and our new classroom isn't as nice as our old classroom, someone might say, I miss our old class. This new class is smaller. Okay, so again, our verb is, the noun, of course, is the class. That's what we're talking about. And here, the comparative adjective is smaller, and that's where we would end the sentence. Of course, the meaning of the whole thing is the new class is smaller than the old class, because smaller is a comparative adjective. But we understand that we're comparing the new class to the old class. A final or another comparison between comparatives and equalatives is that they can say the same thing, but it's in a different way. So it's not that they're equal. An example here, using our new classroom. With an equalative, we'd say the new class isn't, so verb and our negative, it isn't as large as the old class. Okay? The new class isn't as large as the old class. And what I want you to do is just take a minute, look at the second sentence. Notice how it's different. You can see that we've used the same adjective in a different form. So it's a comparative. Instead of as large as, we're saying larger than. But what we've actually done, minus my mistake, is switched the nouns. So now we start by talking about the old class. We say that the old class is larger than the new one. And it's the new one that is smaller. So we could use different forms. And they both have the same meaning. Okay. Moving on. Something a little different is that things don't always stay the same. For example, if you want to get on the streetcar and you leave at 2:30, there aren't many people. But if you wait until 3 or 4 or even 5, there are going to be more people. And if you watch these people keep coming, you'll notice that the line changes. It's not always 5 people long. Sometimes are busier than others. And to show this change, to show how it's changing, we'll use a different form. We'll use our comparative adjective and we will repeat it. Either the comparative adjective, or if it's long, we'll repeat more or less. And it shows that something is increasing or decreasing. So, for example, the line is. And here, is not our main verb. It's our auxiliary because getting is the verb. Our line is getting longer and longer. And what does that mean? It probably means that right now there are 5 people waiting. Okay? It's long. But if you wait a minute, 3 more people join. And if you wait another minute, 4 more people join. And this line to get on the streetcar keeps growing. It's getting longer and longer. Another example, as you keep going, you go to grammar 5, and then grammar 6, and then grammar 7. You might say grammar is becoming more and more difficult. Here, because the adjective is longer, we repeat more and more. You'll also notice we don't include then. We don't say the line is getting longer and longer than. Just longer and longer. So to show that something is increasing or decreasing, we repeat the comparative. Okay. We can also use 2 comparatives, but this time we're showing cause and effect. When one thing happens, something else happens. The form that we use here is a little bit different. We start our sentence not with the subject, but with the and our comparative adjective. Then we have our noun and a comma. And then we have the and another comparative adjective. So this part is the cause, and this is the effect. Imagine you're sitting in class, and the temperature keeps going up. How do you feel? Do you feel excited? No, you probably feel tired. So, the hotter the room, our cause, what happens? The hotter the room, the more tired the students. So the hotter, our comparative, and our comma, and then the more tired, again our comparative, more tired. The hotter the room, the more tired the students. Or, another example, everybody loves the weekend. We love Saturday and Sunday because we don't go to work or we don't go to school. We get really excited when it's a long weekend. So I could say, the longer the weekend, the more excited people are. The longer the weekend, the more excited people are. And it's true. That's how you feel. A last point about this cause and effect. When both adjectives talk about the same noun, we don't need to say the noun. It also means that what you're talking about, that noun, that subject, has to be clear. Everyone has to understand it. So for example, in January you probably won't say this, but maybe in July you'll say to your friend, "What a beautiful day." And your friend will say, "Yeah, the hotter, the better." Now what does that mean? What it means is, the hotter the day, right, the higher the temperature. The hotter the day, the better the day is. So this person is saying that they like hot days. And if it's hotter, they like it more. So using this cause and effect, we can have a very short sentence. And again, we still have our comparative, our comma, the, and the comparative. Okay. So those are equalative and comparative adjectives. I'll see you next time.